Hello and welcome. Hi og velkommen. My name is Malene. I am the Playful Knitter both here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I'm so happy that you're joining me today, spending some of your precious time with me. I am a Danish knitter. I am coming to you from the northern part of Denmark, where I live with my husband, our two girls, and our two cats, who will hopefully not disturb us as much today as they usually do. Fingers crossed. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for your patience and for keeping up with me. This is my channel where I talk about knitting and I sprinkle it with a little bit of music played on the piano by me. Because those two things are my passion. I love to knit. I love all the colors, all the yarn and all the play, and I just love music too. I'm a music teacher. I teach the youngest. But maybe I'll get more into that in the end, where I'll talk a bit about life stuff. So let's just get started. Let's get right to it because I have quite a few FOs to show you today. But what you can expect is, the FOs. I will show you my whips. I will talk a bit about dream knits, and I will play some music for you. I don't have a knitter of the day today or a podcaster of the day because for reasons that I will tell you later, life is just crazy busy right now, so I've not had time or, the mindset to contact anybody and ask if they wanted to make a request. I will get back to that in the coming episodes and on Vlogmas because yes, I am doing Vlogmas again this year and I hope that you guys will join me. I had just the most fun ever last year. It was just amazing to get to communicate with you guys every day. It was so much fun. So Vlogmas is going to be back in December. I am excited for November because that is when the advent calendars that I have ordered are going to start arriving. I won't name numbers or anything, but let's just say maybe things got a little out of hand for me this year. It's yarn. You guys, you know where I'm coming from, right? It's yarn, it's colors, it's joy. Okay. Enough rambling. Here are the FOs. And I'm going to start with something that's not socks. Believe it or not. This has been a whip or UFO for a long time. This summer and start of fall, I've been doing quite a bit of test knitting, larger things. The last one I did was a 5 skein thing. So it has taken up, just a lot of my time. I've actually felt a little bit stressed about it. So when the last test was done, which I cannot wait to show you because it turned out amazing, I went on a finishing spree, I guess. So I finished lots of socks and this one, this amazing shawl. It was part of a knit along that started, I think actually back in January. My sweet friend Maya, she has a Danish podcast, Lady. I will link her below. She's so much fun and I love what she knits. But she started this knit along with the Bixbite Shawl by Veera Välimäki, and I joined. I'm showing you the back. Whatever. Here's the front. It is such a fun knit and I just loved it, but because of all the test knits, I got stressed out and I had to put some of my knits on layaway, I guess you can say. So they just kind of sat there for a little while, and then a couple of weeks ago, it was finally done. I can't wait to wear this. I think it's so pretty. Let me tell you a bit about the yarn, because that's what we're here for, right? This one right here is they're all by Danish yarn dyers. This one is by ByKiilerich, and the colorway is called dimpsey. This sort of white, speckles of green, I love it, it's just so pretty, is by Handdyed.dk. It doesn't have a name, it just has a number 7. So, and let's see, can I find a place where oh well, if we turn this the other way around, the brown one right there is by the Danish Dyelot, and very adequate, it's called Pumpkin. I have not washed any of my knits that I'm showing you today, again, because life, things are busy. So washing of the knits, not in my schedule right now. But yeah, I can definitely recommend knitting this shawl. It is so much fun, and with the 2-colored brioche, it's a treat. So find 3 of your favorite skeins and just get knitting. Everything I talk about will be linked in the description box below. So I will link patterns, write stuff about yarns and all that. So if there's something you want to know more about, just click on the box and it should be there. And if it's not, please do not hesitate to just leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. That was my only FO that was not a sock. I have in front of me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of socks. No, I'm lying right now. I have another FO that's not a sock, but I will show that one in the end. Just, to even things out. I am doing the Alonelysocklady challenge this year. She is a Danish yarn dyer. She does this self-striping sock yarn. And she challenged the Danish knit community, or wherever you're from, everybody can participate, to knit a pair of socks every month in her yarn. And I have 2 pairs to show you, because I'm not sure I showed you the September socks. If I did, I'm sorry, you'll see them twice. These are it. And right now, I am blanking on the name of this colorway, so I will put it on the screen. I'm pretty sure that last time I talked about the fact that I did the heel in the stripes this time and ended up on one sock with this kind of very thin line right there. And at that point, I didn't know if I would be able to do the same on the second sock, but look, ta-da! They're sisters, not twins, so I haven't started. I didn't do any yarn management to make them exactly the same, but they both have the very thin stripe. So I'm happy about that. What is that colorway? Oh well, I'll let you know on the screen. By now, you will already have seen. And my October socks are these. This yarn was a part of a collaboration I did with Lone, Alonelysocklady, and Trinity's little shop. I made a bag, Alonelysocklady, and Trinity's little shop. I made a bag, Lone did the yarn, and Trina did a stitch marker. She just beaded stitch markers. They're just amazing. And we did this Roadtrip set together. So this colorway is called Roadtrip. And it just reminds me of going, for long drives or, in the fall, like with all the leaves turning. So, and I had these sets for sale on my other Instagram profile. The Playful Knitter. Sal means sales in Danish. So there's actually a couple of sets left of these still. So if you're tempted, head on over there. I will link it in the description box below. And I have my yarn ready for November, and I want to show you that because that is the next collaboration that Lone and Trine and I did. And this time we were joined by Natasha, and she's just such a creative person. Look, here's the stitch marker that Trine did. And this is the bag. But look in there, there's a jack-o'-lantern. And Natasha, she printed this on the fabric before I sewed it into a bag. And then she also did this very special little badge with like kind of a skeleton jack-o'-lantern thing, green sparkles. And this is like a one-off for this set. You can get them in her shop, which will also be linked, but they're orange. So if you want a green one, this is the set to get. And Lona did this amazing color. I have the big skein. It comes with a 70-gram sock set if you buy the set. It's called Spider's Venom, and I cannot wait to get this on my needles. So these stripes are going to be my November socks in the challenge. And then I have more of her sets, but I have one set from the Yarn Club that she did for December that I don't know what looks like yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to cast that on. And if not, I heard through the grapevine that an Advent from Lone might be heading my way because I purchased it. So yeah, these sets, I also have a couple left of in my little Instagram shop. So if you're interested, head on over there and take a look. Okay, enough about the sets and back to the socks. These are my Grannies in a Row socks. This pattern is by Jen Yard, and I have knitted mine in yarn that I was fortunate enough to be able to test for Henriette from ByKiilerich. It's a commercial yarn called Gazzal Happy Feet. All the colorways I will put in the description box because that's just easier, and I'm not sure I remember all the names and the numbers correctly. So I'll put it there, so I'm sure that I don't say anything wrong. These are, they're not toe up, but because of the construction, you do the cuff as if it was toe up. And I'm not really a fan of toe up socks. I'm sorry, but I'm just not. I love my cuff down. It's my go-to. It's where I am comfortable. But this time I did do the surprise, is that Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I think I used that one. But I didn't knit it loosely on purpose. So I just kept my normal tension. And I actually think that turned out pretty good. It's still like very stretchy, but not, you know, loosey-goosey. So I like it. Success. Okay. 2 more pairs. These ones. Oh my gosh, these were just such a treat to knit. And I love this pattern. It's definitely not the last time that I'm knitting a pair of these. These are the Quilted Stripes Socks. They're by Rae Makes. Have you checked out her patterns? I know I was just swooning about them last time too, but go on in there and check out her Ravelry store. I love her patterns. They're just so much fun. I have another one on the needles that I will show you in a second. But look at these ones. The Quilted Stripes Socks. All these yarns are by British yarn dyers. I cannot tell you the names of the colors because I don't know, or the yarn dyers. I do know those because they were on the little labels. These were part of a swap that I did with Marta. But so it's just, you know, scraps. We traded scraps, and it was just so much fun. And I got to knit a pair of socks with yarn from British yarn dyers. I don't do that like at all. I think I have one sock set from Stripey Cat Yarns, but that's about it because after the Brexit thing, it's very expensive to order stuff from there. So yeah. And speaking of Marta, she designed a pair of socks in the yarn that I sent her. I Feel So Lucky socks, and I got to test them. And now I have finished the second sock. And they're just amazing. Look at this little pretty pattern on the top of the foot right here. I did a little pop of color on the cuff. And I did the shorty version. If you buy the pattern, which I will also link, they're just a normal length sock, but you can adjust, to any way you want. So yeah. And boy, did I feel lucky getting to do that swap. It's just that it really is. I know I say it every time, but that's just what our community can do. I feel like knitters are just the kindest people. I am so proud to be part of this community, which my music of the day will also reflect, but I will talk more about that in a second. I want to show you the last thing that I have finished. Whoops. These are not from this year, but these little pumpkins right here. I had more, but I gifted some, so I had these 4 left when I got out my fall decorations, these ones. This is a pattern by, oops, and now it fell on the floor. This is a pattern by Danish Tina Andersen. I'm not sure if it's translated into English, but it is on Ravelry, so I will link the pattern. And this is the one that I did this year. It is Jameson Spindrift. I have a little collection, and I picked out some of the colors and put it in this bag right here. So if I have the time, I will maybe do a couple more before I start my Christmas knitting. Since the last time I did an episode, something very exciting happened to me that I never thought would ever happen. I, together with my friend Karen, we are the Sock Knitters Club, and our pattern for the Back to the 80s socks are now out on Ravelry. Ta-da! And I did the first pair. I'll put up a picture here with Ella wearing them on her little ballet feet. And because they fit her better, I am doing a second version of the Back to the 80s socks for myself. And let me just put it on a sock blocker. These socks are inspired by the tennis socks, that's what we call them here in Denmark, from the 80s and the 90s. So the tennis socks with these stripes, they're usually up here if you buy a commercial sock. But we put them down here. And then these aerobic socks, do you remember those? I wore them all the time in the 90s. I wore these types of socks, and then we had to wear like sandals, like kind of like Birkenstock. I don't think my first pair was Birkenstock. I bought them when I was a foreign exchange student up in Wisconsin. And I swear I wore those socks and those sandals through snow and rain, and I don't know. It was crazy. It was a thing, It was in fashion. So I have the first sock done and the second sock on the needle. The needles? Yeah, 2 needles. I am knitting these in fingering weight held double. They're actually designed for DK weight, but I wanted to, see what happened if I knitted them in fingering weight held double. The yarns that I'm using are these. Let me get them out so I can show you. This is Dronningens Bouquet, the Queen's Bouquet, and this is Pastel Pink. Both yarns are from the Danish dyer It's yarn, and it's for sock space. And so far, I'm really pleased with the results, you guys. I think it looks really nice. You still get the drape that I like, and and I love the colors together. I think the next pair that I'm going to do, I want to try to have the darker color as my main. This is my main color here, this one. But I would want to try a pair and see what it would look like if I had the darker one as a main color. So yeah, they're such a fun knit, if I might say so myself, and they don't take long. So a fun and quick knit. And I just love seeing all the versions popping up out there. That's just amazing. We're actually doing a knit along for these socks with three prizes. You can win a Roadtrip set. I will put a picture up on here. There's some yarn up for grabs. And yeah, 2 types of yarn up for grabs. If you want to see more about that, take a look at the Sock Knitters Club on Instagram. Karen will tell you lots more about that. Also linked below. I'm saying that a lot today, but you know, just to make sure that I have said it at all. Okay. So yeah. And so what you can do to enter is either leave a comment under my introduction video here on my channel on YouTube. I will link that below so it's easy for you to find. Leave a comment letting us know which yarn that you're doing your socks in. You can put up a project on Ravelry, or there's also a post on Instagram that you can comment on. So those 3 places are where you can enter to win yarn or a Roadtrip set. Yeah. We will draw 3 winners on October 31st, so on Halloween. So, and this is Saturday, October 28th. And they don't have to be finished or anything like that. You just have to cast them on so we can see that these are the socks that you're doing. And you're good to go. So there's still a teeny tiny bit of time. Okay, it's MCAL season. And I'm joining. And I'm doing the new version of the Clue one. So yeah, I'm not going to comment on that because, you know, a lot's already been said. I don't feel like I have new stuff to add to that discussion or whatever we should call it. I got a late start actually because of it, so I guess I will say a little bit about it anyways, because I kind of feel like I got stuck. I did not see the symbol at first when I was told I could see it, and I want to respect what it means to some people, and I first and foremost want to respect Stephen Swish for us to just wipe the slate clean and start over. So if you don't want to see any spoilers for Clue 1 and Clue 2, as I am behind, please look away until I say that you can safely watch again. So I'm in the middle of a row. Silly me. But you can see my colors. Here it is. The Clue 1. And I've finished one part of Clue 2. And these are my colors. They're from It's Yarn. It's their single merino. They did some kits, and this is the guacamole kit. And I think they're just so pretty. So I'm really happy with the yarn and the colors and everything. And I have seen what it looks like. I've seen spoilers. I went to the video, the final video, and watched all the way to the end. And I love it. I think it's a really, really, really cool shawl. And still, I'm going to take a break from it. Not because I don't enjoy knitting it, but because there's so many other things that I want to knit during the Christmas season. And actually, yeah, well, I guess we're kind of heading on to dream knitting. So I'll leave that for a while because there's just so many other things that I want to have on the needles and I want to knit. So after I'm done with Clue 2, I'm going to let my MKAL hibernate for a little bit. So, yeah. But not because I don't like it, because I think it's a really cool shawl. And I actually think that it is going to be a classic, kind of like the Exploration Station. I think it's going to be one of those. But we'll see. It's really pretty, and the way it just mixes the color together and the geographics and everything. Yeah. Geographics. Whatever. That's not what it's called. It's called the geogradient. But geographics has nothing to do with this, does it? I don't know. I'm rambling. Whatever. You know what I mean. The pattern. It's pretty. All right. It's time for a little break from me. So now I will play you some music. And I've been thinking about what to do, since I just felt like I didn't have the time to contact somebody and ask for a request. So I thought that I would do like I did for one of the songs for the Knitathon. And oh my gosh, I forgot to thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the live that I did for the Knitathon. If you've not seen it, it is still here on YouTube. It's just about half an hour of only music. So if you want to just sit back and relax a lot, you can head on over there and watch if you'd like. I had some technical issues when the live started, because I had my camera turned the way it is right now, and then it wouldn't go live. So I had to like flip it, and that bothered me so bad. But whatever, you don't have to watch me. It's just a listen thing. And you all were so kind, and your comments, they were so heartwarming. It's just, yeah. It made me feel so happy. So thank you for joining me. And because of that, I have chosen to play one of my favorite tunes today. And speaking of the 90s, I am going back a while, because when I was in high school, after I came home from my foreign exchange year in Wisconsin, I went to Danish high school for 3 years. And that's when I got to know the Doki brothers. They're two Danish brothers. One is a piano player, and one plays the double bass. It's jazz, and they're just pop jazz kind of thing, and I loved it. And they have a song called Friendship. And because of this knitting friendship that we all have together, I want to honor that with this song. So I invite you all to sit back, relax, and let your stitches flow. That's just one of my favorite pieces of music, both to listen to and to play. And while you were listening, I looked to the left and I saw two things that I have not showed you that I was supposed to show you. When I was talking about FOs, I was talking about the Rae Makes, and I promised you a whip from her as well, and I forgot to show it. So let's just look at a couple more things before I tell you about my dream knitting and what came in the mail since the last time. In this bag, made by me, is a sock set from a homespun house. Look at these colors. Are they not just amazing? I could not help myself. It's called Pumpkin Spice. It's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And I just think it's so pretty. And the ones that I have on my needles are these. They're called the Donut Delight socks. And actually these, on the pattern that Dana has, there are plenty more of this pattern all the way down on the foot as well. But I chose just to modify it a little bit and just have one up here, because then I thought then I could do it with the contrast. So I'm using the contrast for the cuff and for the heel, and then for one pattern repeat. Look at this stitch. It's so squishy and fluffy. I love it. And then the rest will just be plain vanilla. And I was contemplating doing the toe in the contrast as well, but I'm not sure that I would have enough then. So I'm just gonna do the toe in the main color right here. Oh, look at that color, it's so pretty. So pretty. And I have my little witchy stitch marker on here. That's from Trinity's little shop as well. And the last thing I want to show you, they're socks as well, but they're teeny tiny socks. I have them in this cozy bag, fall, Christmas, winter bag by a Danish maker. She's called Rae Makes. I'll see if I can link her shop below. If not, I'll link her Instagram for sure. And in here are these teeny tiny socks. This is like a little miniature sock. Miniature sock, if I could speak. It's just leftovers. This, let's see. These two, or are they all? Yes, actually, I think these are all West Yorkshire spinners. This is Robin. This is Gingerbread, I think. This is Hollyberry. And then this one is an opal that I got in my subscription from a couple of years ago. And this one was part of an Easter egg that Ellen gifted to me. So I don't know the color name of that one. But the reason that I'm knitting these is because, when was that? That was in September. I did a workshop where I did a workshop on how to knit from English patterns. And one of the things that we tried out was to knit like a miniature sock, because, you know, I'm a sock knitter. And then Mette, who was like the arranger of everything, she asked me if I might donate the mini sock pattern for a Christmas workshop that they're doing here this November. And I said, of course. But then I wanted to like knit up some samples for the pictures. So I've translated the pattern into Danish because it was in English. And then I'm just doing the pictures after I'm washing these today and then sending the pattern off to Mette. I was like, well, should I put the pattern out on Ravelry? And I don't really know if I'm going to do that because, you know, it's just a mini vanilla sock, and I'm sure that there's like loads of patterns for that out there. There's nothing new under the sun. I've just, you know, written down my version of it. So I'm sure that you can find lots of patterns if you're interested out there. That might even be free. So, but for this workshop that she's doing here in November, I thought that I was okay to do my version of it and just let them have it as part of the workshop. So yeah. Actually, this week I was in Copenhagen with Ella. Well, I guess we could do a tiny bit of life stuff. I don't want to chat too long today because I have to go pick Ella up actually from ballet. She's my youngest, she's 12. She is in the talent program for the Royal Danish Ballet Academy, I think it's called. They have like satellite schools and talent centers. They're based in Copenhagen, but they have centers all around Denmark, and one here in Aalborg. And Ella goes there, so she dances 6 days a week actually. But all the 6th graders were invited to come to the ballet school for a week, and I got to go there. Well, the other parents couldn't come, but I could come because I do ballet accompaniment for the teachers here in Aalborg, and I went on a course there to learn some more about that. So that was just amazing. So I got to come, and it was so much fun. And Ella went there, and she danced her little heart out. I'm so proud of her. It's just amazing to just sit and watch your kids and what they're doing and the people that they're becoming. It's just, I'm so proud of my girls. But what I wanted to say about the socks, then I had one afternoon where Ella was dancing and I didn't have a class for me. So I went out on the town for a little walk, and I went into this store, or shop I would call it. I went into a shop where they had like kitchen things and Christmas ornaments and all things like that. And then they had a box with all kinds of little miniature knitting in there, like little mini sweaters, mini gloves, and miniature socks, pretty much like those ones. And they charged like 40 Danish kroners for one sock. And I'm like, okay. That was kind of expensive. What would that be in dollars? $6? $6 for a teeny tiny socks. $6. Yeah, well, I guess if you think about the time that somebody took to knit it, it's not crazy. If it's hand knit, I don't know if it was. I didn't look at it that close. So in that way, it doesn't seem crazy, but to me, being able to knit them myself, $6 for a teeny tiny sock. No. But also, why buy them when you can have the joy of knitting them yourself? Yes. And then you can knit a whole lot of them and gift them to your friends, and then they can be happy. Before I let you go, just a quick note on dream knitting, and I will show you what's right there. I am letting, as I said, I'm letting my MKAL hibernate for the rest of the year after I'm done with Clue 2, because in November I'm planning to cast on, let's see if it happens, but it's in the plans. I want to knit the Reluctant Homeschooler. I showed it last time too, but I will put a picture up here. It's a cardigan. It looks so comfy, cozy, and I have the perfect yarn for it. Some cascade. If I cast it on, hopefully I cast it on, I will show you and talk way more about it. And then on Thursday, the first pattern for this year's Knit Vent came out by Helen Stewart, and she has done the trifle wrap. And with that, she kind of solved one of my problems. You can't call it a problem, but I have an advent still left over from last year from the yarn dyer name is escaping me right now. Ladybug Yarns. How could I forget that? She did the Outlander calendar last year with the most amazing colors. And this year she's doing Downton Abbey. I cannot wait. I had actually planned that I shouldn't get Dorot's calendar this year because I got it last year. But then she did Downton Abbey and then I was sold. I love Downton Abbey. We'll talk more about that during Vlogmas. But I have the Outlander calendar still sitting there and I really want to use it. So I'm going to cast on for the trifle wrap. I probably will modify it a little bit size-wise, but she has instructions for that in her pattern as well. So it's just amazing. It's written for fingering weight, held double with a lace weight, I think. But I'm going to try maybe just to hold the 20-gram minis, just hold them double, you know, with themselves. So just hold the yarn double and, you know, it's a wrap. Like wraps or shawls, or it doesn't really matter size-wise. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I can just sit and enjoy the beautiful colors and also use the yarn. I know I don't have to, but I bought the Advent for a reason. I bought it because I want to use it and I'm in love with the colors and I would love to wear them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to be done by December. If I'm not, I'll finish it after, because December is just going to be all about holiday and Christmas knitting and opening Advents, doing Vlogmas. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Huh. I did get Advents for my girls as well, but my teenager is in her room downstairs, so I'm not going to say any more about that right now. Okay. Malene and her husband Jesper, they have It's yarn. It's a Danish yarn. Malene dyes the yarn and Jesper helps out with the company. And they did, they had a discount for a while. Was it in September? I don't remember. I think so. And she's doing something different with her colors. She used to have like, what do you call that? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm at a loss for words today. I'm kind of still a little bit tired after Copenhagen. But we had fun, Ella and I. It was nice to just go away with her, and we stayed at a hotel, and yeah, it was great. It was an amazing experience to have with her. Well, anyways, Malene is doing something different with her colors. She used to have certain colors always in stock, but now she's going to dye whatever tickles her fancy and which ideas she gets. So you can never be sure that she will have these colors forever. And I saw that she had dyed my favorite color, the blueberry muffin, blåbærmuffin in Danish. And I thought, well, this might be the last time that I can ever get this color, so I have to get it. And then she did this sock set. It's called Skovmandsskjorten, the flannel. And that was just too pretty for me not to have in my stash. And then I stocked up on a couple of other colors. And then when they arrived, I was just, look at this. Could you see this in an exploration station? Because I sure could. It's just, then I would just use the minis for something else. And 2 of these are single merino, and the rest is on their sock base. But look at these together. Isn't that pretty? I'm crazy about that. Yeah, so they're just my colors. Let me tell you what the others are called. We talked about the blueberry muffin and the flannel, and this one is buttercup. This is Good Intentions. And this is beetroot. Look at the richness of that color. That's so pretty. So that was when she had a sale, and then this one happened. This is called Evening Sky, and I could not help myself. I think that is just absolutely gorgeous. Usually my blues, my favorite blues are more like turquoise-ish, but this one, and then with the speckles going on right there. Oh my gosh. I think that's so pretty. And oh, whoops. There's a hair on there. And then this one. Just because it kind of reminds me of Christmas and maybe a little bit of the Grinch, and I love the Grinch. It's called Green Cabbage Salad. So I might do something with this for Christmas, I think. I was actually, when I ordered this one, I was like, okay, this is going to be a pair of Christmas socks. But then when I saw it with these, I think I might save it and do a shawl. I'll think about it. I will think about it. And then this so fun mini she sent along as a little gift. It's perfect. I'll put it like in some socks or something. I don't know. We'll see. It's fun. I'm pretty sure that Ella would love having this in something knitted. All right, you guys, I think that was it. Wow. Thank you all so very much for spending your time with me. Don't forget, there's still time to join the Back to the 80s Socks KAL, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. I think I'll just write more about it in the description box below because that's easier than you having to listen to it and then figure out where to go. So I'll leave links and everything in the description box. But thank you for being here today. I can't wait until we talk next time. And I'm so excited for Vlogmas, so I hope that you will join me for that. There will, of course, be plenty of music as always, but also yarn and, just everyday life. So thank you for being here. Take care and see you next time. Bye.